Hey Goobers, welcome back to another Fortnite Creative Mode video. Today I'm showcasing my brand new map. This is a Untitled remake. That's the first Call of Duty Zombies map ever created. There's no storyline behind this at all. It's just 4 Marines in an occupied German airbase that got blown up, and there's zombies everywhere now. It's awesome. I love this map. I've been just so drawn to making some kind of Call of Duty map. And you guys have just told me again and again, make some kind of Call of Duty map, and then suddenly, Untitled, and everywhere I go in the comments, Untitled. So that's what we're doing today. And I want to showcase specifically how you can get this gold to appear in your inventory when you kill zombies. All right, enjoy. Before we get started, I want to show you around this map just a little bit. So I'm not completely done with this yet. But if you would like to download this code and just give it a shot and just see what I've got, if you want to give me some comments down below on maybe some bugs you found in this map, it would help me out a lot. It's nowhere near being done at all, but we've got a lot of work to do here. So I even have this cool moon all the way out in the distance. All I did was, I'll show you real quick. I just took those blocks that are like really bright and I put those rings around it, and totally worked. But yeah, this is gonna be the map, man. It's gonna be a fun new project. All right, so I want to show you how we can get gold to appear in our inventory when we destroy zombies. And if you aren't already using my code in the item shop, I would really appreciate it if you could use code GoGoober in there to help me out directly. It'd be awesome, but no worries if not, guys. Okay, here we go. So here's a couple things you're gonna need. It looks super complex, but I took this method from Fortnite Creative Tutorials. That guy's awesome. He's great at building, and he broke it down super easy. So I'm just gonna try to make that way shorter. So let's get to it. Okay, you need an item granter. You should have a creature manager, and you're gonna need a score manager as well. Let's talk about the score manager first. Make sure you got score value as 1. Put it on subtract. Activating team, doesn't matter. Times can trigger, put that on infinite. The only other thing you're going to change here, transmit on score at 999. Activate when receiving from, let's do channel 100 to make it super easy. That's all I've got on there. So those are the main settings right there. Next, we're going to go to our item granter. I want you to have the triggering player on grant action as keep all. And we're going to go grant item when receiving from channel 100. That's basically it. Yep, just making sure that's all of it. Don't worry about the creature manager right now. We're going to walk over to these triggers. So we're essentially creating an infinite loop of item granting and receiving. So watch this. And we're transmitting score and turning it into gold. And that's the easiest way that I can explain that. Okay, so trigger 1. Go all the way down. So I put a 1 second delay on there because otherwise it's just going to be, I think it bugs the game out. So let's just do 1 second delay. I have trigger sound disabled. The trigger effects, I just have them on now just so you can kind of know if this thing's working or not yet. But we're going to do visible in game. We're going to cut that out. And trigger when receiving from channel 2. And below that, when triggered, transmit on channel 1. And then this second trigger right here is the complete opposite of those 2 settings. So everything else is the same, except now trigger when receiving from, it's channel 1, and then when triggered, transmit on channel 2. That's the second slot on there, so you want to keep that in mind. Check this out. My attribute triggers are going to come into play. All you need to do is have the minimum player score as 1. Let's do visible in game. Let's get rid of that. Trigger sound I just took out. We want to listen to channel 1. And then if all checks are valid, we can transmit on channel 100. That's this. And now you're kind of thinking, okay, kind of making sense, maybe not. Now the second attribute trigger, it's going to be listen to channel 2. And then if all checks are valid, transmit on channel 100. Look, if you want to keep the visibility in game, the trigger and sound in game, you can go ahead and do that. I just turned those off because I don't want to see these in the game. Now that we've done that, and if you want to customize your zombies, I threw them on 100 health just so they're decently weak at the beginning, and eventually we're going to have waves and waves of zombies and how you can customize them and make them stronger. That's coming next as I build this map more. Movement speed's on very slow as well, but there isn't any kind of like transmissions on the creature manager, so you don't have to worry about that. But what we want to worry about is what's on the other side of this wall. So I want to have 4 people in this map. For gold being score being transmitted into gold, you need to have at least one of these in here. If it's like a 1-player map, if it's 2 players, you need to make 2 of these. So that's why you saw that second one right here. I only have 2 players available for this right now. So when I spawn in this mutator zone, it's gonna allow weapon fire for me, and building if you want that on, yes or no. I'm actually gonna make that whole map no building except for just that little outside spot right here, which I haven't seen in any other COD zombie remake, which I'm really surprised about. So get ready for that. But let's go through all the mutator zone settings here. The main things you want on player entering zone, transmit on channel 1. So as soon as you spawn in, and you can put a spawn pad right on here. In my settings I have, you know, spawn location is current, so then you can just spawn right here just because it's easier for me right now. So that mutator zone, as soon as you spawn in that mutator zone, it's saying, okay, let's send a transmission to channel 1, and then that's after a second that goes to channel 2. These guys are bouncing back and forth between one another, and they're just checking. These triggers check to see if the checks have been checked. You know, so stupid. I can't explain these things that well, man, but that's the basics of it. And it's really this easy. I don't know of any other way to make this happen, but if you can find an easier version, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate that. So I'll give you a little look into what my player 2 settings look like. So if I'm going to do this for 2 players, we're going to go trigger when receiving from channel 4, and then when trigger transmit on channel 3. And then this one is, you guessed it, it's going to be the inverse of that. So we have channel 3 and then channel 4 at the bottom. Just like that. The bottom one here is going to be channel 3. Listen to channel 3. If all checks are valid, transmit on channel 100. Listen to channel 4, and if all checks are valid, channel 100. That's the sort of gist. And I need to make this 4-player compatible, so I'm probably going to sneak some mutator zones on top of the roof here, and then have, you know, my 4 spawn pads right here, for example. But I'm just going to start this game and shoot some zombies and show you a couple more things in this map. So just, you know, if you're interested. So if you made it this far in the video, hey man, props to you. Thanks for sticking around. So there's a couple things here. One, did you notice that I'm not getting any gold right now? That's because I didn't actually spawn right here in this little area. So it's gonna make up it's gonna give me all that gold that I didn't get yet. It's gonna make up for it right there. And check this out too. We plumble through some zombies. Some more gold. You can buy weapons. It's that Car 98 spawn on the wall that you're used to. If you play Nocturne Totem, it's super fun. I have a little invisible barrier right here I need to fix. That's super interesting. Check this out. We got that M1 Grand. As like the carbine that would be on that wall, you know, M1 Grand is pretty good. We got some explosive barrels. That's cool. Gotta kind of tone those down because it's a little more. Yeah, I hope you guys like this map. So this is just a little glimpse inside of what it's gonna be like. I'm not gonna show you any other rooms yet. We've got that help room that I'm working on right now too. But let me know if there's anything specifically you see in this bottom level that I totally missed. It's not completely done, but maybe if you want me to include the glitches, or look at this, like that's already hovering on the platform. Man, I got a lot to work on, guys. Hey, thanks for making it this far in the video. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and stick around for part 2 coming soon. That's going to be probably later this week. We're going to do zombie waves and rounds and stuff like that. All right, everybody, have a nice rest of your day. Peace.